Arsenal signed Martin Ødegaard with much expectation. There were hopes he was finally the solution to their midfield problems. The Norwegian almost disappointed them. Then he didn't. How did he turn around his career at Arsenal to become one of their most important players? Well, this video will answer that question. It must be said that Ødegaard did not start off on a disappointing note at the Emirates. He was awesome in his first few games. He played a key role in the good run Arsenal had at the beginning of the season. All of a sudden, he slumped. Before we go into all these details, let's see how it all started with Ødegaard and Arsenal in general. After struggling to secure a place in Real Madrid's starting 11, the winter window of 2021 came, and Arsenal came knocking. Madrid allowed him to join the Gunners on loan, thinking it would be good for his development. And they were right. It only took a few months for Ødegaard to find a home at the club, and when they came knocking in the summer of 2021, he quickly gave up his Real Madrid dream, which he had nursed since he was a kid. Ødegaard went from a journeyman to finding a home in London with Arsenal, who showed him that he mattered and that he is important. During his loan spell, Arsenal's manager, Mikel Arteta, was quoted as saying, "Martin has adapted really well to our way of playing and to our football club. Hopefully we have given him the hope and the feeling that this could be a good place for him." Every player wants to have this feeling at the clubs they play for, no matter what they are paid. Arsenal gave him that. Now that we have an understanding of how Ødegaard was able to fit in with Arsenal, we'll take a look at how he slumped initially. Arsenal's rise did not last, as expected. Pep Guardiola's penchant for overthinking had rubbed off on Arteta, and the tinkering began. Arteta began playing with different formations and using players in roles they were not familiar with. The team began to suffer as a result. Arsenal began losing and drawing matches they were expected to dominate towards the end of the first half of the season. Like others on the team, Ødegaard suffered greatly as a result. It didn't help that Arteta was on the edge at that time, facing serious media and fan pressure to perform. Meanwhile, fans started to make scapegoats out of players, and Ødegaard was not spared. He was even labeled a flop at some point. These periods happen at every club. Ødegaard has played senior professional football longer than many players in his age grade, so he understands this better than many. For Ødegaard, his problems started when he was forced wide in Arteta's tinkering. Ødegaard is best when playing in central positions, as a number 10 or a number 8. In those matches, he was made to play in wide areas to accommodate Emil Smith-Rowe, and it backfired greatly. It didn't take long for Arteta to learn his lesson and return Ødegaard to central positions. But that was not enough. Arsenal still had the problem of who to pair Ødegaard with. Eventually, they got past that hurdle, and it all became smooth again. And Ødegaard was at the center of it all. Arsenal started to pick form again. Was it a coincidence that the Norwegian had a big role to play? Probably not. Ødegaard impressed so much in the next few games playing in his preferred role. It lifted Arsenal out of the trenches they were digging for themselves. Ødegaard impressed so much in this period that Paul Merson had to take back his very harsh words. He initially said this when Arsenal signed the youngster permanently in the summer. "Mikel Arteta is making a mistake signing Martin Ødegaard, and his job could soon be on the line." Fast forward to the present, and the only person who made a mistake is Merson himself. Admitting his ill-timed comments, he was forced to say in March, "Ødegaard has really come to the party now. He's a very good footballer. I didn't really see that at the start of his time with Arsenal, but I really see it now." Against Chelsea, Ødegaard ran the midfield show and made sure Arsenal had lots of the ball in attack. His assist for Smith-Rowe made the pick of the goals in a 6-goal thriller. You think he was good in that game? Well, think again. He stepped it up against Manchester United, where he barely put in a wrong foot. Though he didn't score or assist, he was at the heart of everything good. If Eddie Nketiah had worn the same boots as he did against Chelsea, he might have converted one of the best assists of the season. Ødegaard slipped in a slick backheel pass through the defense, but Nketiah could only fire it straight at De Gea. When you remember that Ødegaard had already scored against the Spurs in his short Arsenal career, he's looking like a bargain buy already. At the moment, his playmaking is top-notch and reminds Arsenal fans of a certain German in Mesut Ozil. To cap it off, he has created the most chances in the Premier League since November. He's ahead of some of the best names in Kevin De Bruyne, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Bruno Fernandes. Making 10 goal contributions from 30 league appearances so far in this Arsenal side is quite commendable in any perspective at all. What a player he's been. Martin Ødegaard has never been short of mental tenacity. He is quite the focused and driven player, and his drive has shone through for Arsenal in his first few seasons. His leadership is exceptional, and he has shown that on the pitch. In fact, if Arteta's comments are to be taken seriously, he could be one of Arsenal's youngest captains since Cesc Fabregas. He is doing everything right at the moment, and it's exciting to remember that he's still only 23. We're really excited to see how he fares at Arsenal now that he has a home and a defined role. As we've explained how Ødegaard got back to his best, would you like us to talk about the comebacks of several other players? Let us know in the comments section below.